I'm a little excited this morning. Reason being, I'm going to pick up something that I've wanted for many years, a Bridgeport milling machine. I'm excited and a little bit nervous too, because the machine I'm going to get is a Bridgeport Series 2 Special, and from everything I've been able to find about it online, says it weighs about 4,700 pounds. Not sure if I'm going to be able to move it or not, but I've got a game plan, and in preparation for it, I have rented this hydraulic trailer and pallet jack. The plan is to get it up on some blocks, get the pallet jack underneath it, wheel it out to the trailer and lift it with the trailer. Got some friends there that's going to help. Got about an hour and a half drive, so let's get started. Now this part had me sweating just a little bit because I was disconnecting a 600 volt power supply, and even though the breaker was turned off, I was still nervous because you just don't mess around with that kind of voltage. Now before getting started, we removed some of the attached accessories like the clamping kit and the digital readout display. We also made sure to secure the digital readout cables so that they wouldn't get caught on anything during the move. And then I lowered the table all the way down to help get the center of gravity as low as possible. After that, we used pry bars to walk the machine out into the floor. Luckily, we had good smooth hard concrete floors at both places and no major elevation changes to overcome, and that made renting this hydraulic trailer and the pallet jack pretty much the perfect solution for moving this machine. I had cut a piece of 3/4 inch plywood into 4-inch wide strips and brought them with me from home, and we used these as shims for lifting the machine high enough to get some 4x4 posts and the pallet jack underneath it. Alright, we managed to get the Bridgeport chopped up, shimmed up with some plywood shims. The next step is going to be putting the 4x4s underneath it so that we can put the pallet jack. We'll get the 4x4s underneath it. I'm going to use this big square washer that I made and a big long lag screw. Lag these down to the 4x4s, keep them going anywhere. Hopefully once we get done with that, all we have to do is roll it onto the trailer, secure it, and head to the house. Now by attaching these 4x4 posts, it essentially created a new base for the machine with enough clearance underneath it for the pallet jack. This way we only had to lift it about 1/2 inch to move it. And this also provided an excellent safety measure against the machine getting off balance while we were moving it. Well, we got it set up, got it secured to the 4x4s. Now's the moment of truth. Is this pallet jack gonna move? I think we're gonna be all right. We ain't running into too much trouble with it. Not as much as I was anticipating, so here we go. We're gonna see if she's gonna move. As I first started to lift the machine, it wanted to tilt towards the front. So I moved the table all the way in to get the center of gravity as close to the middle as possible before trying to lift it again.
You want to open it or you want to?
No, I'm just trying to get it further out that way. Let me see what we do there. Ooh, boy.
Go ahead, cut it.
It seems like it's going to move okay, but we got one other thing we got to do. The head is just a little bit too high to get through the door. So what we're going to do, we're going to tilt the head down so we can get through the door, and then we should be able to get it on the trailer from there.
He's got like 15 in that door.
Even though the trailer was right at ground level, it still had a small ramp about 3 inches high. And the machine was just way too heavy for us to pull it up onto the trailer by hand, so we used a come-along tool as a winch to pull it up onto the trailer.
Right now, majority of the weight's sitting right here on this axle, and you got a little bit on the front. So honestly, that's just about perfect.
After we got everything loaded and strapped down, we headed back to the house, and I want to send a big shout out and thank you to Joseph, Josh, and Emily for all their help in moving this machine. I simply couldn't have done it without them. When we rolled up in front of the shop, I breathed a big sigh of relief because we made it home incident-free with no mishaps or close calls. The combined weight of the trailer and the milling machine was just about all that my truck wanted to deal with. It was definitely a heavy load and heavier than it may have looked. After we got the machine down onto the floor, we got out the tape measure to make sure it was perfectly centered and parallel with the wall because my mama might come look at it. I love you, Mama. Well, I guess I can get me out a pencil and scratch this one off my wish list. I finally got that Bridgeport that I've always wanted. And it wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be either. I mean, I don't think it weighed the full 4,700 pounds. I mean, it was heavy enough, but I guess we had the right amount of leverage and the right tools and equipment to work with, so moving it wasn't near as much trouble as I thought it was going to be. But we got it home, got it in the shop, and I am super excited and pumped about it. Now I just got to get it running. Currently, it has a 575 volt three-phase motor on it. Can't run that with my shop, so I got to get me a 240 volt three-phase motor and then buy me a variable frequency drive so I can run it with the single-phase power in my shop. And I'll be sure to make a video about that, so if you want to see it, make sure you click the subscribe button and the notifications. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. So until next time, I'm Theobald Hedman. Thanks for watching Southern Ingenuity.